A ver, pásame la botella, Diana. Yo tengo que ver esto, de verdad.
Pásame la botella.
Ya empezamos a hacer fiesta aquí, ¿eh? 1, 2, 3.
Para todos los que no
Pásame la
toman.
botella.
Yes, go. And today we get to talk about our next topic.
Which is summer.
Summertime.
Summertime. Question, would we ever dare to send our kids to San Juan or wherever our parents are from,
Heck
¿verdad?
no.
With everything that I've been seeing, I'm just so nervous for them to even cross the street.
We did not grow up that way.
No.
Our
Yeah.
kids have it all. They don't even realize how good.
Well, their
they
first
have it.
experiences
Yes.
are happening now.
Can you drop us off at the mall? That's the other one that
the
gets
mall.
me right now. Can you
Yes.
drop me off at the mall?
Can you imagine our
In town,
girls
though.
going to
No
like
way.
clubs at that age?
No.
We were clubbing at 13,
Yes.
12, 13.
Yes.
It's the perfect time to have a sleepover.
Right.
Pero Argelia, la tradicional, antigüita, she can come here and sleep.
So what stops you? What are the fears?
Hey girl, welcome. We've been waiting for you.
Bienvenida. We are 4 Comadres and we are so excited to have you here. I am Argelia.
I am Mindy.
I am Diana.
And I'm Janet. Join us. Grab that drink.
Get comfy, settle in, and get to know us.
As we get down with some real conversations.
And raise that glass to the true power of sisterhood.
Are you ready for us?
This is Comadres Unfiltered. Salud!
Salud, salud.
We're raising the glass to
Hello.
summer.
Yes.
Raising the glass to summer,
Salud.
comadritas.
Summertime.
Oye,
Summertime.
delicia.
I
So we
know.
have something
Awesome.
special today.
Can we talk about this drink stealing our
can.
thunder?
I
Gorgeous.
made this drink today
Woohoo,
for us.
Janet!
And I want to start by saying thank you to our sponsors of the show today, of this episode, San Antonio Winery.
Cheers to them.
They know what's up.
We just want to tell everybody, I mean, this drink is of the
It
summer.
really is.
I'm
And,
about to sip.
yes, you have to. Well, vamos a decir salud primero.
Salud.
Salud to San
Salud.
Antonio Winery.
To the-
And
to
I'll describe the drink
summertime.
right now.
Summertime.
Pero salud.
Vamos a ver. La prueba de fuego. Vamos a ver si Janet la hace de bartender.
Ay, qué sabroso.
This is very
So
refreshing.
refreshing.
Yummy.
Girl.
I
So,
do have a little a little tip.
No, delicioso. Te
I'll
quedó
tell you why.
Delicioso.
I'll
Tips
tell
that
you
we,
why.
Like, hang out by
Here's
the pool
the
for it
tip.
to
No,
taste
here's
better.
the tip.
Yeah.
Here's the tip. It's
Presume.
out of the bottle. It's out of the bottle. You just have to add. We
easy.
added prosecco, but you can drink it out of the bottle, and it's like,
Delish.
you know, it's a spritz del Conte
A ver,
from
pásame
San
la
Antonio.
botella, Diana. Yo tengo que ver esto, de
Pásame
verdad.
la
Pásame
And there's
la botella.
alcoholic and non-alcoholic.
Ya empezamos a hacer
I know,
fiesta
it's
aquí,
fun.
¿eh? 1, 2, 3.
Para
Always.
todos los que no
Pásame la
toman.
botella.
Yes, go,
All right,
girl,
party
do
girl.
it, do
Tú
it.
sigue
Pásame la
hablando.
botella, tú
Pásame
pásame
la
la
Hey,
Oye, the bottle
En
is
la
amazing.
mesa.
It's giving me Italian vibes.
Yes.
That's right.
Oh,
Right.
it's totally Italian
Wow,
vibes.
Spritz del Conte Clásico. Muchas gracias, San Antonio Winery. This is
Thank
definitely
you.
the refresher of the summer.
That's right.
Cheers to that. But I know that you say that it's already prepared in the bottle, but
Prepared in the bottle.
I gotta say that it takes a
Prosecco.
special hand, right?
Yes.
Porque el ingrediente más importante fue el amor que Janet le puso a nuestros tragos. She's been talking about
Yes.
this drink for a while.
I
Yes.
love it.
Since she arrived to the podcast room, she's been like curating the oranges. Are these from your garden?
These are from my garden.
The oranges
Yes.
are
I
from
love
Great,
it.
great girl.
I love it.
Hey,
So
hay que
nice.
probar.
Love it.
so
nice.
yummy. They're delicious.
Oh my God, they
They are the
Oh,
best, right?
You nailed it.
Yes.
The best,
Nailed
girl.
it.
Nailed
Oh
the
my God,
best.
so good,
Latinaste,
so good.
corazón. Latinaste, coma.
Yes, thank
Oh
you,
my gosh,
thank you.
this is so
No, these
refreshing.
are great drinks. So once again, thank you, San Antonio Wineries, for these fun
love
summer
it.
drinks.
Yum.
And today we get to talk about our next topic,
Which is summer.
summertime.
Summertime. Cuando calienta el sol. Ok, síguele.
Aquí en la playa.
La vida es más sabrosa
La vida es más sabrosa, ¿dónde?
en la
En el
playa.
playa, en el mar.
En el mar. Es en el mar. La vida es más sabrosa.
A ver, coma, me estás quedando mal. Una canción tuya de verano.
Summertime, summertime.
Guess that too.
Boom, boom.
Ya se nos subió.
The DJ just like,
I know, like, muy bien, coma. Un aplauso para la Mimi. Un aplauso
You
para
got it,
Mindy.
Mindy. You got it.
No, honestly, so this episode is very special because we're talking about, this is our first summer episode.
It is.
As Comadres Unfiltered,
right on time for summer.
Right about the time. I want to know what our subscribers are doing this summer. And la pregunta del millón. How are they spending it with their kids? Or what are we doing with our children?
Oh my God, give me more drink. Give
¿Qué
me more
vamos a hacer
alcohol.
con los chamacos este verano?
That's why we need more drinks during the summer.
Drink up,
Yes,
friend.
right?
Drink
Yes.
up.
More refreshing. Add an orange for the
Oye,
vitamins.
girls, we are so bad. Apenas llevan una semana de vacaciones nuestros hijos, and we're already like stressing out here
Oh,
where
yeah.
to take them, right? It's hard. It
Your
is hard.
parenting is tested in the summer.
Listen, my mom had it made. When I was 7 years old, she started putting me on an airplane. Ya te vas. You're gonna go to your grandma's house for the summer.
For the whole summer.
Can you
In
imagine?
Mexico.
In
Yeah.
Mexico.
Yeah.
I was on a plane at 7. I was traveling by myself. Like no aunts,
That is
uncles,
incredible.
nobody on a plane at 7 years old. She shipped me off.
Oh, wow.
And in Mexico,
Best
And then
summer camp
my
ever,
aunts
right?
and uncles were already at the airport waiting for me when I got there. But that was summer camp.
That was summer camp for us.
Dude,
you know
my
what's so
mom had
funny?
it made.
That
I
was
would
summer
never-
camp for us,
I
too.
could not imagine calling my sister and be like, okay, my daughter's arriving June 30th and she'll be there till August 20th. Like,
So your mom would go without you.
Oh yeah, they would send me by
Because
myself.
my mom would come with, like, my mom would literally, like, Friday's our
Yes.
last day of school. Y
Uh-huh,
el sábado agarramos
Yes.
carretera,
We all traveled.
3-day traveling on
You're
the road.
right. We used to drive to San Juan.
Oh my God, it's
Yes.
San Juan. 3 días en la carretera, barfing in my case.
Oh, yeah.
Because my dad used to smoke and all the smoke was like,
yes.
ugh. Seriously, one of my most miserable memories as a
Oh,
child
gosh.
was just to get to San Juan.
The drive.
The drive was
It's a
brutal.
3-day
But
drive.
then it was almost 3 months of being in
Yes.
El Pueblo. in San
Yes,
Juan de los
and El
Lagos, the whole
Pueblo.
summer.
Those are
on
good
some
times, yes.
amazing
I
memories.
still don't
Oh.
know how we didn't run into each other when we were kids. We were
I
probably in Las
know.
East Coast together. Oh
En
my God.
la Calypso.
Oh my God.
I bet you guys crossed
guys probably
paths
did.
so many
I'm
times.
sure.
So,
Yeah.
for sure.
I'm sure.
Y bueno, la Calypso, for people that are not from San Juan, ya no existe la Calypso in San Juan, but
What
it
is
used to be
that?
the
Yeah.
club.
it used to be the
The
club.
club.
In
You
town.
would go down the stairs to like a little bodeguita or like a
Yes.
cave. It was like a cave.
Yeah,
It was like
an
a
underground.
speakeasy, okay?
No, it was like an underground like bar
Underground,
club.
yeah. I
It
must
was
have
all these
been
young people
11 and
there,
12
and
and
everybody
13.
at 10 o'clock would just zoom
Zoom.
home.
Run
it was
home.
empty at 10 o'clock at night.
Fun.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm surprised that's when stuff gets going, right?
No,
Not,
it's
not,
San
not in,
Juan.
not
Not
in
in
San
Pueblo,
Juan.
I mean,
not
you
in
now
Pueblo.
different.
You
But
gotta still
back
be
then,
home by 10.
yes.
But that was our best summer camp memory as tweens, right? As tweens.
tweens.
Because as teens, ya después era otro rollo.
That's
Yeah.
crazy as tweens. I remember that. I would go to these schools also at
Yes.
that age, like
Yes.
13. I was clubbing.
Can you imagine our
In town,
girls
though.
going to
No
like
way.
clubs at that age?
No.
We were
No.
clubbing at 13,
Yes.
12, 13.
Yes.
But it was Mexico.
Pero
It's so
yes,
different.
exacto. Los
different.
tiempos han cambiado. Times have
Yes.
changed. I know that. I mean, I'm gonna ask the question: would we ever dare to send our kids to San Juan or
No.
wherever our parents are from,
Heck
¿verdad?
no.
For 3 full months? Would they
No.
survive? I think they would, but would we survive without them?
Oh, I could survive without them.
Really?
I thought you meant like for
bet.
safety concerns.
Yeah, I would be
Things have
concerned.
changed.
I could
would be
survive.
Maybe not
concerned.
3 months, but we've talked about it because I have cousins still there and they have girls that the same age as my kids. And
Yeah.
we've talked about, hacer un intercambio for them to take them a couple weeks para que aprendan inglés,
Sí.
y para que mis
No,
niños que
para que
aprendan
ellos
español.
inglés, like a
You
student.
did like an
Yeah,
exchange,
yeah,
a cousin exchange.
But,
Yeah.
the
Got
kids
it.
speak Spanish. Well, Emma speaks a little bit more Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
Nathan understands everything,
Sí.
but it's just to get them going a little bit more. And I
Practicing
think if-
it.
yeah.
I mean,
and so
that's what
just
helped.
practice.
That's what helped us.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
why are we
Absolutely.
fluent in Espanol? It's because we were sent
We
to
went to
Mexico,
Mexico.
for
Yes.
3 months,
And
that's
then
what we
December, winter
practiced.
break.
Exactly.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. I don't know if they would want to though. Our kids,
No.
because I remember going to San Juan. I was always hesitant in the first couple of days because I
Yes.
want to hang out with my friends here.
Yes.
But then once you're there, you're hanging out with your cousins. You're hanging out with los chicos del barrio.
You
and,
forget
and
about
then
your
you don't wanna
friends out
come back.
here.
Yes. Oh my!
But
I
it's
would
so much
cry.
fun, right?
I would
Yes.
cry. I would be on my way to the airport crying at the airport. Cry. I didn't want to come back. I didn't want to come back. I wanted to stay there. Oh my!
Those
I was
were
gonna.
great times.
Oh, I was gonna marry a boy down
Oh,
there. That's what
yeah.
I thought. You know,
We
I
all
had
made
so
I
many
think we're all
crushes
gonna marry
out
someone
there.
over there. Amor de juventud, no?
Oh my
Yo
gosh.
casarme no, yo quería mis serenatas, pero yo me regresaba.
The best, right?
Those
but
were
so,
great
but
times.
we always say times have changed. So what does
So much.
summer look like now for our kids? It's so different, very expensive too if you want to keep them busy, especially if you're
yes.
working, because let's face it, our kids are on vacation, they're on break, but we're not.
Right.
Moms and dads are
We're
still
still
working. So it's a
working.
very challenging summer. Like,
Yeah.
how
I
do
think
you
in
keep
general,
them active?
for
How do
sure.
you keep them healthy? Because, you know, they're going to make bad choices if they're at home, like, you know, just lounging around.
Yeah.
How do you keep them not being bored?
How do you keep that
them-
balance, right?
Yeah.
Off of technology.
And,
Yeah.
and safe too, because back in the day,
Yes.
vayas a jugar con la prima, y te ibas toda la tarde, you'd
Yeah.
go to their house and not come back till like nighttime.
Right.
Here's like, well, their cousin lives like in another whole city. They can't
Yes.
even walk to their house.
Right.
Right. So those are the challenges that we face.
Well, that's the helicopter parenting, right? In us. Now, I think social media has played a large part in that because now we are aware of all of the dangers. We used to hear about all that stuff, and they were big stories on the news. But a lot of these things that these accounts have actually decreased, but we feel like they've increased. You know, kidnappings and all this kind of stuff. It so happens
Human trafficking.
human trafficking. All of this stuff happens, but you know,
Yeah.
technically, it's a lot less than it used to be. A lot of things, you know, mass shoot, all that kind of stuff has gone up, but we feel like it's happening more. And because of that, our parenting has changed. I think, you know, even from when the kids were little to now, with everything that I've been seeing, I'm just so nervous for them to even cross the street. And I have teenagers, you know,
We're
and
more fearful.
yeah.
yes,
because of
way
media.
more fearful.
True
social
story.
media.
The girls' school elementary school is like 2 blocks from the house, where my mom would walk them to school every morning. But that's when they were little, right? Camila's 15. There was a festival 2 weeks ago, summer festival. So we're busy, we're working, and Camila's like, hey, we're gonna go walking to the school.
Okay.
Omar, absolutely not.
Really?
Yo sí estaba like, but they're walking with a friend that lives down the street. I was like,
Yeah.
we're on the same block.
Right.
They can go together.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Wait until we get home and we'll drive you, dice Omar. And I feel like, okay, now we're exaggerating because it's down the street and it's a festival inside their old school.
Yeah.
Mhm. They know it
But
very
there's
well.
still this separation
Panic.
anxiety on our end. The
Right.
kids are ready to like spread their wings a
yes.
little and mommy, I got this. But we're the problem. And I'm like, why, if we were the ones that were free when we were little? I know times have changed, but we need to learn to let them cross the
Let
street
go a
on
little
their
bit.
own, to go get their ice cream on their own, right? To go hang out with their friend down the street at the park. Why are we so
I think it's that.
It's
we
social
just
media.
hear
It's the
all these
panic.
Yes.
Although, you know, the kids were going to go get an ice cream like 2 blocks away from my house. And I just had a little knot in my stomach. And I was like, you know what? Like, I don't think it's the right time. Like, I'll go with you guys or we'll go another time. Sure enough, the next day I hear of, you know, something happening right around that area where they were going to go. And I showed them and I just said, look, but then I go back to what you just said, which is we literally left as soon as the sun came up and we came back till the sun came down.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we were
And
in a
there was
different
no
country.
cell phones. Yes.
No cell phones.
Yes.
I mean, you had like eyes. I think
couldn't
they
track
called
us.
like different ants. Like,
Yeah.
está en tu
Yeah.
casa, ¿dónde anda? No, se fueron con la tía, yo no sé qué. So they had like eyes, different eyes on us, but
Yeah.
no cell phones. But it's that struggle of helping them become independent, which is so necessary for them to
Not only
become
that, but we have the
independent
Find
adults.
My Phone now. Like I literally
Yeah.
can track
Yes.
where
Yes.
where my daughter is,
Yes.
right? We can
Yes.
track our kids now. So
They track us too.
and they
Yes.
track us. They
We
track
can't
us
lie
as
where
well.
we're
We
at
can't. Yeah, I'm like I'm almost there. No, you're not,
No,
Mom. You're still at home. You haven't left yet. I'm all, oh shit.
I know.
No, I'm there. It's not tracking correctly.
I used to say there's so much traffic, and I'm still at the hair
This is
salon.
not live.
No, but we're a walking contradiction because
Yes.
at the same time, talking about phones, we want them to be off their phones as much as possible this summer so that they can actually go live life out there and not be
Yes.
like on Snapchat or on TikTok or on their games, Minecraft, whatever they are on.
Yeah.
But then when we want to send them out, we're not ready to send them out, but it's time to send them out, you know? And one of the things that always makes me nervous is when my girls get invited to sleepovers. I still get
Ooh,
very nervous
yes.
about those. In our day, it was called slumber parties.
Yes.
Now it's sleepovers. I am still not comfortable with that, but I know it's a summer thing. And
It
all
is.
these
It really
girlfriends
is.
from, for example, Camila's in high school, but she wants to have a sleepover with her elementary friend.
Yes.
Who misses her because
Yeah.
they haven't seen each other.
Right.
It's the perfect time to have a sleepover.
Right.
Pero Argelia, la tradicional, antigüita, she can come here and sleep.
Yeah.
Right.
But our kids want to go there and sleep because
Right.
it's different. It's an
Yes.
adventure. It's like getting out of that
Right.
bubble,
So
right?
what stops you? What are the fears?
That stories that we hear. We know the families, but in the end, it's just knowing that they're not under your roof
Mm-hmm.
a night. It still freaks me out. Is there still
What about
something
that
freaky
father
out?
that was all over the news just recently that
Which
made
one?
smoothies for all of the little girlfriends that came over to sleep over his daughters with the daughter?
Well, you're not helping, Mindy.
What,
That doesn't help.
what did he do?
Tell me it was a good
What
thing?
kind of
He
smoothies?
put some type of drug in it so they
Ya
can
ves?
just doze
See?
off because
This
he
is
wanted
not
them
helping.
not so he could take advantage of them like
okay,
sexually,
okay.
just so they can fall asleep at a certain time.
Oh!
I don't want him up all night, so
Knock
you know,
him
just
out.
knock
Knock
him out.
them out.
like
That's
living
so
it.
scary.
Benadryl in their smoothie.
It's like what? Okay, that's crazy.
That
But
is-
here's the thing. I think it's very important to get to know the other parents.
Oh,
This
for
is
sure.
where-
Yes.
Yes.
This
For
is
sure.
where you're gonna ask the questions like, do you guys have guns in the house? I ask. You know, maybe it seem ridiculous.
Well, I ask, is there boys in the house?
Yes.
I
Boys.
ask boys in the yes.
You know what? It makes a huge
A
difference
huge
because
difference. Yeah.
one of my daughter's best friends is an only child. So I'm like, okay, that would be the house that I would be totally okay. But if I know if there are brothers or older men
Or
that are not,
cousins.
yes, then I would be very
Mm-hmm.
nervous about,
Yeah.
my girls being around men that I don't know who they are. I know the
Yes.
family, I know
Right.
the mom and the dad, but I don't know that person, and when they fall asleep, what's going to happen? No sé, o sea, empieza el diablo a hacer novelas en mi cabeza, you know,
Yes,
and I
yes.
hate that I
The
go there,
stories.
but
And the reality is that it is rare. Like I looked into that, and it is very rare.
I think it's a cultural thing too, because I'm going to tell you right
Oh,
now,
yeah.
I have all the little white girls, amiguitas de las niñas,
Yeah.
me las traen a montón y me las avientan por
Yes,
2 días.
yes.
Have fun!
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll be texting pictures. Oh, they're doing this. They're doing that.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
have fun. Thinking that they're
Yes,
concerned.
yeah.
They don't care.
No, I think they care.
Which is
I
a
think
beautiful
they
thing
trust
because they
you.
trust me.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think
They
that's
need a
what
break.
it is.
Yeah.
But I think it's
They
more
need a
of
break.
yes,
Yeah.
they need a break.
They're
Right?
like,
But
"Take
they told
'em."
me and I say
No, they
thank you for
trust you.
trusting me with your precious daughter because it is on me now.
Yeah.
It's a huge responsibility,
Yes,
right?
Yes.
But what does it say about me not willing to let my girls go and spend the night at their home?
But
You
I
didn't
think
grow
you're
up
right
that
what
way.
you said. When you get to know the family. I only let Athena spend the night at one friend's house, and we've traveled with this family.
okay.
Oh, okay,
We've
great.
gone, and I know them very well. And their daughter is the only daughter, so she's treated like a princess. I know they
Yes.
would never let anything happen to Athena and Ashley. So I know that Athena is always very well taken care of
Yeah.
and protected and everything. But yeah,
It's getting to know
but
the
then she'll
parents
be
and the
like, "Can I
family."
spend the night at so and so's house? I went to Chaminade with them for a couple months." I'm like, "No." Or can you drop us off at the mall? That's the other one that
the
gets
mall.
me right now. Can you
Yes.
drop me off at the mall?
Have you seen what happened? Even at the mall,
just-
crazy
yeah.
things happen.
Well, yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I tell her.
Yeah.
She doesn't understand that. And it's so hard to convince a 13-year-old
Yes.
about the dangers of what could happen at the mall.
Yes.
But you do explain to them the dangers, right? Like, make sure that if somebody's following you, to always be aware of your surroundings because these
Yeah.
kids are stuck to their phone. They're literally walking around with their heads
Yes,
down.
Yes.
And they don't know what's around them,
Mhm.
So I
Yeah.
always tell her every time that you're at the mall or a public place, be aware of your surroundings. Look around to
Yes.
see,
Sí.
somebody's following you, girls, because they're easy targets,
Sí.
especially at that, young teenage
Yeah.
age,
They're very
right?
impressionable.
Very impressionable.
Yes.
Exactly.
And they feel
Totalmente.
invincible.
They do.
Yeah.
They feel
do.
invincible. I think that's part of it. I mean, when we look back, and a part of I think our insecurities or part of our apprehensions to let them do anything is because we think back to a lot of moments that could have probably gone not so
Bad.
great.
Oh my goodness,
know?
girls! Let me
Right?
tell you, I think that's one of the biggest fears that we have because we know the shit that we did.
That's right.
I mean, I used to hitch rides to high school.
Yeah.
Guys would pull. I was waiting
Imagine.
for the bus with my little bus pass in East LA
Yeah,
on
yeah,
Whittier
yeah.
Boulevard.
RTD.
And I had a friend who was a little on the cray side, and she was like, she didn't care about anything. And cars will pull up. Hey, girls, need a ride? She goes, "That's a nice car. Let's get in this one."
Wow.
And I'm
my
like,
God.
okay, where are you guys going to? Garfield High School. and they would take. Luckily, we didn't get any freaks, any weirdos.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
But
saying.
think about it. We
And
could
did your parents ever know about this?
No,
you
hell
never told
no.
them?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
They would never know about this.
What would you do if you found out Alexa was hitchhiking
Oh,
rides
my
to?
God. That's the first thing I tell her. Don't you ever.
Dile.
Strangers.
Cuando tú vas, yo ya vengo. Y dos veces, y
Dos
tres
veces.
veces.
Oh, yo le he dicho. I've
Yeah.
told her, oh, girl,
Oh
you
my
cannot fool mama
gosh.
because mama has done all
Been
of
there,
that.
done
stuff.
that.
I've been there,
You
done
can't
that.
fool me, girl. You
Yeah.
cannot. So, yeah, I did some crazy shit when I was very young
Mm.
because, I was fearless. I was fearless and I was having fun, but oh my goodness, I cannot and that's probably why I have so much fear of my
Yeah.
daughter being out there, right? And being approached by, guys or,
And they're so,
Yeah.
I mean, our daughters, we
Yeah.
got to say, they're so pretty. They're growing,
Yes,
they're
they
developing,
are.
they're
Yes.
finding their own style, and they're putting on their makeup now, and they're really into their look now. I mean, I've
Yes,
seen
they
your
are.
daughters, and everyone is like just beaming. I'm like, of
And I
course
mean, did
any
we
boy is
l-
going to look at them.
Did we look like that when we were teenagers?
No, you're
I
not.
don't think
I
that
wish
we
I
did.
did.
Not.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I didn't care so
didn't.
much about like the makeup that they care about.
I
You
know.
all those
That's another
products
thing.
and-
Yeah. How do we keep them from
they
spending money
care.
this summer? Because Athena's on her
Yeah.
phone all day long, and I need this
Shopping.
from Sephora. And Drunk Elephant just came out with this new product. It comes out
Oh.
next Tuesday,
Oh,
and I'm like, girl. And
Stop
then
spending.
Postmating, if you're not home, can I Postmates food? You're like,
No. I don't.
okay.
I
Snacks
don't
all
allow that.
day.
I
Oh
don't,
my
I
gosh.
don't
It's too
allow
much.
that.
We
I
got to
think it's
keep
too
control
much.
and eye on that.
But you're talking about Sephora. We used to do CoverGirl.
CoverGirl.
Remember the
Maybelline.
Revlon lip liner?
O te ibas al
Yeah.
swap meet y agarrabas
El
los el
swap meet.
delineador
Yes.
azul. I would wear the blue eyeliner I would get at the swap meet.
Yes.
Our
Remember
kids
the
are now-
Maybelline, the one we used to burn with the match?
Yes, with the
You
match.
burned it to make it soft, and then you put it in. I love that.
But now that we're
How
talking
that
about
pink eye.
summer, I have noticed that I think one of you girls mentioned it too. I think it was you, Mindy. That every summer since they were in pre-K, I made it a point to design their summer with summer camps.
Oh, yeah.
Spanish
Yes.
summer camp, robotics, tennis, obviously, piano, dance, art, you name it. I
Keep
kept
'em
those girls
busy.
busy
Yes.
because
Oh,
I
yeah.
was working.
Right.
Right.
And my mom can only do so much, right? But now that they're 15 and 13
More independent.
and have been so busy throughout the year that I feel that they do need a break from all those summer camp stuff, which back
Same
in the
for
day
me.
they did look forward to it.
Yes.
Yep.
But I feel that this summer is very different because they don't want to do those summer camps anymore.
Mhm.
But I did give them an assignment, and I think it's something that every parent can do if they're trying to figure out what their kids want, because I know that I want to take them to the beach, I know that I want to take them to museums and the whole traditional stuff, right? But now that they have a voice and they have a say, I told them, Anabella, give me your wish list of summer 2024. Like, what does that look like? And be realistic, right? Don't tell me like Paris
The
one
South of
week
France.
and- yeah, exacto. Y Camila también.
Yeah.
So they both gave me their lists, and I love what they wrote.
Oh,
You would think that they want extravagant things, but sometimes it's just something simple like,
that's nice.
I want to go and work out with mommy, or I want to go and walk with mommy, or I want to read a book under my orange tree that I've never done. And obviously there's more, but the thing is that out of those 50 plus things per list, I'm not going to deliver all of them,
Right.
but I'm going to try to deliver half. And I feel that they're excited because we're trying to do something together. Now they get to decide how their summer looks, and they feel like they're being heard, and their opinion matters. And
I think that's a brilliant
a lot of the
idea.
stuff,
love
girls,
it.
it doesn't even involve money. It's
Yeah.
literally time with parents, time with friends, time with nature. Even though I see Disneyland 5 times.
Yes.
But Disneyland will happen once,
Yes,
for sure.
Yes.
But I
yes.
think that's a great exercise for our kids to do now that they're teens.
It's
I
funny
agree.
that you
They're
say
more
this
independent.
because Emma just had a hangout.
Hangout,
Don't say
yes.
play date. They get mad
No
about
more
that.
hangouts.
hangouts.
Even though they are play dates.
Yeah,
Yes.
so it's funny that you say this because we haven't talked about this before, but she literally did a bucket list summer with her friend, and they
Oh,
put a list
Alexa
of
did the same.
items that were on there, and they're 12 and 13 now. So it was the zoo was one of them, a night swim, outdoor movie night. What was it? Disneyland was on there.
Course.
I think it was going to the beach a couple times.
Sí.
So I think you're right. I think they were so excited. They made a beautiful like list.
Even decorated.
Exactly.
Well,
They even
Annabella even did a little
decorated.
Alexa did a
board.
vision board. A
Yeah.
vision board for
the
summer
summer?
with her bestie. Yeah, they did this whole board. I took them to Walmart. They bought this poster and they put pictures and drew on it and everything. It was so cool.
Oh my God, that's
I thought,
adorable.
wow.
That's
That is
so
really
And it was
cute.
and it was honestly their own idea to do that. I was in shock. I'm like, that
Aw.
is so cool. So this summer is the first summer where I did not plan any single camps.
Okay, here we are.
And she didn't want it either, just like,
Yeah, the
your
girls.
daughters. She said, no, Mom, I just want to watch sunsets, go to the beach as much as possible. So we hit Malibu like
Already?
last week already.
That's good.
And this is like my Malibu look right now.
I love
it.
it. Es más,
hat.
say the truth. De ahí vienes.
Que vengo. Woo. No, I love it. So we had so much fun. And so simple. She just wanted Chipotle for me to open up my hatch
yes.
and just have dinner, Chipotle, all right, and then watch the sunset.
Qué bonito.
That's
And
so
take a few
cute.
pictures. She's so simple.
That's great.
And she's like, Mom, can we go on hikes to Malibu?
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, we can. So I love it. Now we can do more things together
Same.
as
Yes.
we're growing, right? So I love it.
That's
I think
important.
I did that
think
last
it's
summer
nice.
where I did a lot of quality time, like day dates with my oldest one. And my little one, I
great.
still send her off to camp because
Well, she's
I
still
think
young.
she's still
Yes.
young. She enjoys it. She loves it. And for me, it's like, I like sending my kids to camp, or the older
Same.
one, same thing. She's too old for it, if you will, now. But for me, it was always important to have them at camp because otherwise they're just home watching iPad, watching TV. Even when I had a nanny when Athena was younger, it's like they're not doing, they can only do so much. They can only
Sí,
entertain them so
exactly.
much. We have a pool, but she's going to want to have friends over, and that's
Or
entertaining.
you
Yes.
don't want to wet your hair.
No, I cannot wet my hair. I cannot get in the pool, and it's got to be 90 degrees. The pool has
Exactly.
to be 90 degrees.
For me, I got to get in the pool when I know that I have to wash my hair.
Yes, that's the
night.
only
Yes.
day. Those are the days. When
Crazy,
they ask
right?
me,
Right.
if they ask me to get in the pool, it better be on a day that I have to wash my hair. Otherwise, not getting
yeah.
it. Not
Oh,
getting
God,
it.
Men
tell
will
you.
never get it.
No,
Men will
no.
never
Get it.
understand it.
Or I get in, but only to here, and God forbid they splash me. That's it. I'm out. I'm out.
Your
I'm out.
chongo, right? The
Yes,
chongo.
gotta put the chongo on it. If
So
it gets
with
wet,
me, I have to tan first. Like I have to tan and be like scorching, like
Hot,
sweat,
yes.
so I can finally jump in the pool.
yeah.
Right.
And yes, you're right. Si me toca pelo,
Yeah.
me meto con todo y
Sí,
pelo.
and
Pero si
then
no
you're the
toca
fun
pelo,
mom.
I'm like de aquí para abajo, de aquí para abajo. But you know what? I was funny because you and I were talking about the other day, and I was like, I need to just start forgetting about my hair and enjoying these pool nights because 4 summers from now, Camila will no longer be asking me, let's jump in the pool together because she's going to be wanting to jump in the pool with, I don't know, maybe
Her sorority
friends or
sisters
Yeah.
at frat
sisters.
parties.
And I'll be having
After
the pool
college.
parties, and I'll be like out with you girls down the street having
Yes.
a drink because I am no longer needed and wanted. So I feel like, when you read that 18
Yes.
Summers with your
Oh
children,
my
Yes.
god!
it really got me thinking.
I never thought about it that
we
way.
only
Wow,
have
18
well,
summers.
realistically,
Yeah.
if you're Latina, you or Latinos nowadays
Yes.
with
They don't
millennials
leave.
coming back,
Yeah.
but
Come
you
back.
technically we only have 18 summers, which really means that we get to guide their summers, right?
Yeah.
Even when we travel,
Yeah.
we think
We
of
plan
them
the
always.
summers.
Yes.
You know, donde va la familia, van los niños,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah.
But after they're 18, they get to say, thank you, Mom, for inviting me to Cancun again, but this summer I want to hang out with my cousins or with my boyfriend, I don't
Yes.
know, or with my friends
Yeah.
and go to Yosemite. So there goes that week, right?
Right.
And I've seen it happen with
Yeah.
one of my best friends. Her daughters are in college and her summers are very different now, where she has all this time in the world.
She's an empty nester
She's
now,
an empty
right?
nester.
Yeah.
So those 18 summers are real. And
Yeah,
they're
it's
getting
when they
near.
still rely on us.
Completely.
And after they turn 18 and they're off to college, you become their second voice. You don't
Yeah.
become their first voice anymore. And so, yes, I think when you mentioned those 18 summers to me, it was very impactful. You think about the summers with your kids, you think about summers with your parents, right? And like how many more summers we have left with our parents, how many
Yes.
summers and when you think of things like that, sure, like it's very, very difficult to dedicate so much time to every day making it the best day possible. But I think creating moments where you feel like you have made some core memories.
Quality over quantity. For sure.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Absolutely. And I think that's important. And I think these moments where we ask them now, because they do have their own voice, what does your summer look like for you? How do you envision your summer? And I think them having some control over what we're going to do is really empowering for them.
See.
And it takes a little bit of things off our plate, right?
Yeah.
And trying to like create
Yes.
these events for them that they sometimes don't even appreciate.
Yeah.
And so I
But they
think
get
that
to choose.
yeah,
and
they
I
get
like
to choose.
that. They get to
I like
choose
that
and make
too.
a list.
I like
Yeah.
that a lot because
I like
it's
that
like
a
it gets
lot.
difficult and it
does.
gets very expensive. Like I have a lot of friends who send their kids away to sleepaway camps now because they are older,
Right.
and they're gone for like 6 weeks and whatever it is.
I could
you
never
know.
do that. I
It's
could
like-
never do that.
Well,
Oh.
because
I could
we
never
didn't grow
send
up
my
that
kids
way.
for 6 weeks without seeing them. I could never
6 weeks.
do
But
that.
you went to Mexico and
Yeah, 3 months.
But your
girl.
But I'm
parents were
talking
with
about
you.
me as a parent
I
now.
see.
No podría.
Yeah.
6 semanas sin ver a Camila o Anabela.
FaceTime.
Because I never did that kind of
I was
camp.
just gonna say.
Right.
I mean,
this one-
Diana,
yeah.
I would go to grandma's house.
Yeah,
I
no,
would go
same.
to cousins,
Yeah.
tías, tíos. ¿A qué estás yendo? O como mamá,
Yeah,
like as a
family.
mom. Okay, I know it's a bunch of kids with instructors and chaperones that I
Yeah.
don't know who they are, but just the fact to know that they're so far away from me.
Yes.
Like an emergency happens, I don't even know where to go. Like I
Yeah.
know there's
And that
somewhere
they're
out
not
in
with
the woods.
family, right? That they're also not with family.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I see a lot of series about how these families send them away from the whole summer.
Yes.
And I'm like, how in the
Like
world
those
does
Camp
that
Kiki
happen?
Wakas.
Yes.
That's the
Yes.
closest that I knew to what a camp was when I was a kid. It
You
was
just
the
sent
shows.
your child for a few days. How did that feel?
Wait, where
Nathan, he was gone for 2
Nathan
days.
was
remember?
camping, right?
Oh, okay.
How was
so their
that
school
experience?
takes them camping. Very nerve-wracking. They have school chaperones there, and it's kind of like a graduation of 7th into 8th grade, and then they're by the beach camping, the whole 9 yards. I feel like at 13, as much as I worry, I think Nathan is very risk adverse, and he has a good head on his shoulders, and he can kind of see things for what they are and know what he can jump into. I think if I had a kid that like did something and asked later, I would be a little bit more worried. But it was an amazing experience for them. And this is where I land. I know that it's going to be a great experience, but I still worry so much.
Mm-hmm.
And so allowing them to have these moments is good, but we are not parenting ourselves. I said it a million times. We are not parenting. I have to remind myself a lot because I would do things very differently because I was raised very differently. And so these kids that we are raising, we are not our parents.
Mm-hmm.
They're growing up with many, many, many different privileges that we didn't
Totalmente.
have.
I keep telling Bella,
Oh,
I
yeah.
cannot take
Yes.
you to Starbucks once a week, and I cannot take you to Uba Tuba every other day.
Right.
O sea, no.
Right.
And this is a trend.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's expensive.
Very
so it's like
expensive.
we can go to Starbucks for that freaky pink drink that
Yes.
you like,
Right.
but not
Not
like,
every
the
day.
the summer cannot. Does el dinero? We cannot. We were not raised like that. Es
No.
como, "Haz agua de Jamaica."
Yes.
You want to go to I remember telling my parents, I want to do gymnastics. Get gymnastics, Nikki. Go twirl in the front yard. Go twirl. I'm not paying somebody to help you twirl. You go twirl. And that's what our and I do want to create these moments for the kids because I do see the benefits in a lot of these experiences, and they're growing up with more references than we did, more experiences than we did, and just a bigger community. My parents didn't have friends outside of our family. We have a very large family,
But that was
I
who
have
you hung out with.
79 cousins. That's who we hung out
let me
with.
ask you this, Janet. When you were a kid, did you have a pool in your house?
No.
Did you have a pool at your house?
¿Cómo crees?
Okay,
En la
remember
vida.
those
No.
blow-up pools with the water hose?
Yes.
Okay,
The
that's what
sprinklers.
we were,
With the
The
manguera, with the
sprinklers.
hose?
Yeah, with
Yes,
the hose.
with the
Okay, we're
hose.
drinking from the hose, by the way.
Why do you
also.
think?
We're
Yes,
still
we
alive.
were.
Why do you think I learned how to swim when I became a mom? I did not know
What?
how to
Oh
swim
my gosh.
until I became a mom.
What? Oh my god.
Where was I going to learn how to swim? I did not have a pool. I wasn't
The
raised.
community pool?
My mom was a single mom. She didn't even know
Wow.
she could take us to a community pool.
The park, that's how I learned.
En el
Yeah.
rancho, pues, no había albercas.
No,
I
yeah,
mean,
nobody
en el
swims.
rancho yo ni en San Juan. Tenías que ir a los
No.
toboganes o no sé dónde.
Los
A los balnearios.
Or Puerto Vallarta.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
did not
that's
know
true.
how to swim.
No.
I learned how to swim, and I'm still not a great swimmer. I still feel like Camila could save me
Yeah.
instead of the
Yeah.
other way around.
Yes.
I learned how to swim basics when the girls came along. The
And-
first summer
and
that
exactly.
Camila
Yeah.
was around, I hired an instructor.
Wow.
Well, first no, I took her to
The
a little swimming class
Yes.
out in Valencia, and then a mommy and I got together and paid an instructor to come to the house, and we had
Nice.
5 kids at the same time learn with that instructor.
With
And that's what I'm
you as
talking
well.
about.
And then I paid extra.
Yeah.
Yes.
When the kids would go away,
To have a
I
private.
told her, give me a private. I need to learn how to swim because if
Oh
my kid falls,
Yeah.
how am I going to
Who's
save
gonna
my
save
kid?
who?
My
Yeah.
mom doesn't
Exactly.
know how to swim. Omar
Right.
does, but what if he's not around?
Yes.
Exactly.
So, ¿qué tengo? 15 años de, yeah.
I mean, what a difference. I mean, and look, now you guys have beautiful, stunning backyards with pools. We did not grow up
Yeah.
that
No.
way.
No.
Our
Yeah.
kids have it all. They don't even realize how good
Well, their
they
first
have it.
experiences
Yes.
are happening now. And just like Arju said, she had a first experience when she had her first child that these kids are growing up with, you know, and that's
Yeah.
a hard part, right? Parenting these kids who are a lot more privileged and just, you know, I've tried to read a ton,
Same.
especially on parenting and just getting those nuggets of gold. I'm like, how do I do this? You know, how do I raise these kids to grow up grateful, to grow up
That
kind,
appreciate where they're
that
at.
appreciate where
Yeah.
they are. And you know, I think it's hard because we're not taking these things away because they also help us, you know, and we're not going to on vacations, you know, we're going very different vacations. We're going to Europe, you know, we're going to different things.
Not
and
the
this is-
ranch.
yeah. Well, that
Not the
too.
Pueblo.
That too. And I think that's a
Yeah.
part of it. I think really giving them a well-rounded idea of what the world is like,
Sí,
right?
Yeah.
You don't live in this bubble without knowing how other people live
exactly.
and how we grew up,
Yeah.
right? How we grew up also. And I think keeping that into perspective and then sharing with them and talking with them and helping them understand that this is not the only way.
Exactly.
And when you take
Yeah.
them out of their bubble, like, you know, I live in Santa Clarita, you guys live in very nice areas. When you take them out and show them different parts of Los Angeles where there's tents all over the place
my
and the
gosh,
homeless,
yes.
they get a hit of reality.
Sí.
They're like, oh my gosh, Mom, this is so dangerous.
See, no.
I go, yeah, you're in a
Yeah.
bubble because
Yeah.
they are. They're,
Our kids
I mean,
are very lucky.
very,
Our
very lucky.
kids,
I grew up
like
in
you
a
said.
rough area.
Yeah.
So this
See,
is
but this is the
different.
thing.
Yeah, we grew up very differently.
The reason why we wanted to get educated and have a career is because we knew from the get-go that we wanted to break the cycle.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, of giving our kids one day, if they ever came along, and they did, thank God, a safer environment. I mean, who wants to sleep at night knowing that they're gonna hear gunshots again, right?
Exactly.
And we did. We
And
grew
we
up
heard
literally
hearing
on our
gunshots
bellies.
and
Yeah.
helicopters all the
Yes.
time at night, and look, now that we have given them what we envisioned, the challenge that we face is how do we make them not take that for granted, right?
And be
how do
grateful.
we still make them be responsible? Just because they're on vacation doesn't mean they're really on vacation. Like, they still
Yeah.
need to do their chores. They still need to
Yes.
make their bed. You need to sweep. You need to do your laundry. You need to
That's
pick up
right.
the dishes, even if it's not your dish. That's how you contribute to the household.
Yep.
Summer reading.
Summer reading for
There's school
pleasure.
assignment and for school
Yeah.
assignments too. A lot of
Yes.
them. I know Athena has a school assignment. She has to read a book for the summer, and that's and that's something
Sometimes
you
they
have to
don't
like
want to
push
do
them.
it.
Yes, I was
I
just
mean,
gonna say.
to ask them to wash the dishes or even load the dishwasher, it's like you get the eye roll sometimes.
Yeah.
And then the
oh.
curfew. Do you give them a curfew? Not a curfew, but at
Yeah.
night, do you give them a bedtime during the summer?
That's the challenge that I'm facing right now.
Yeah.
I'm in bed by 10:30.
Yeah.
And the girls are like, they still want
Summer.
to watch
Yes.
something because throughout the day they were out and about or whatever, and now it's their time to watch. And I'm like, before,
Mm-hmm.
sorry, a dormir, they estaban
They were little.
chiquitas.
Yes.
I could control
Yes.
that aspect. Now that they're 15, I'm like, I don't want to be in bed at 10 when I'm 15.
Yeah.
So
wanna stay up past
right now.
midnight.
They're staying up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it probably till midnight. And the challenge that I'm facing right now is that Anabela's always been an early bird. She's up by 8 for some reason. But Camila is my challenge right now, where she's missing the morning of every summer, and I tell her, "You just missed the entire first half of the day."
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, is that how you
morning is
envision
gone.
the rest
Yes.
of your life?
Right?
I have two of those.
You
I
know
have two
what?
of those.
I'm throwing the Michelle Obama line.
Yes.
You need to start practicing who you want to be.
Yes.
Is that who you want to be in life? Waking up at 12:30 p.m. You just missed a whole morning, girl.
Yeah.
You want to be responsible? You need to start practicing waking up at 8. But I don't want to make her wake up at 8
It's
either.
summer.
Yeah.
It's summer.
It's a summer.
But maybe
Summer.
I get 9:30 or 10.
Yeah.
How do I keep control of that if I'm
how do
already
you-
at
you're
work?
already at
Yeah.
work.
I collect
Yeah.
phones
Yes.
around now because it's summer around 9:30. I collect phones. You are no longer allowed to watch YouTube or
Good
anything
idea.
short form. And if they want to, they can watch movies.
Yeah.
And so now they're watching all these old school movies,
Classics.
the
Oh, that's
classics,
great.
and
I love
you know,
that.
And seeing a story from beginning to end is a good thing. They're so used to all this information coming at them so quickly that I think stopping and watching a movie is not a bad thing. So if they want to stay up a little bit later, they have to do it old school.
That's a great
Just watch
idea,
a movie.
Jenna.
Yeah, no. Well,
Great
in
idea.
our case, our phones just shut down at 9:30. Even though I have gotten the request, Mom,
Yes.
it's summertime.
It's summertime.
Can you like approve one more hour? But luego I go, no, because then you're not gonna be watching the movie. You're gonna
Right.
be like, yeah, watching the movie, but you're gonna be like, and they're texting their friends. They're just chatting, and
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that because you don't want them to stay up so late because están en el chisme.
Yeah.
With their friends.
No, and these kids get so excited that they can talk through the night. That
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just
But I remember
stopped,
that was me
collect
too.
my phone.
When I was a teenager,
Oh yeah.
I would be on the phone.
Yes.
Y mi mamá llegaba y me calaba el cable.
Oh yes.
Mara, órale, a dormir.
Yeah.
So I guess we have to go that route again. Just take it back to basics. And
Yes.
Back to
I
the
think it is. I think
basics.
it's back to basics. I think just creating moments where they can just be.
Mhm.
And I always tell them, I'm like, you're not bored. You're just being boring. Like you just need to figure out what to do.
Yeah.
Are you boring? That's why you're bored. You're not boring.
I
Like,
say the
figure it
same
out.
thing. and-
Figure it
and She looks
out.
at me
In a
like,
Latina
"I'm not
household,
boring."
a kid can never say, "Ama, estoy aburrida," because we'll find stuff.
Oh
to do.
yes.
yeah.
Oh yes.
You're
They
boring.
can
Let me
never
show you
say.
a chore.
Fold
Oh, I'm
your
glad
laundry.
you said that.
A barrer, ándale.
Total
Take the dogs for a
inventory,
walk.
Start cleaning out your
Yes.
closet.
That's
you know,
right.
Exactly.
The backpack needs to go. Start taking everything out.
Yes.
No, la verdad que sí, journaling is a great activity to do. I mean, just like they love to text, maybe you want to start, writing those emotions and feelings on your
Great
diary.
Those are
Great
huge
idea.
things.
Do you know that one summer I did a Mommy and Me diary? I don't know if you guys
how
ever
cute.
did it.
No.
And I think I'm going to start it with, I say with Camila, but I haven't done it with Bella. And this is a perfect age. She's 13. It's literally a Mommy and Me diary. I bought it on Amazon. And it's where there's a question. And the mom answers.
Okay.
And then I leave the journal on her bed. And then she reads mine. And then Camila would write her perspective. Y así nos la pasamos.
That's
But the
cute.
questions are
That
really
is
open-minded to
cute.
get to
That is
know on a
sweet.
deeper
I
level.
love that.
It's a beautiful,
That's
and I
cute.
did it during the pandemic. Well, Camila was 13,
Yeah.
so 13.
Oh, that's cute.
And I think that's a very great way to just keep each other just engaged
Yes,
with
that's
knowing
great.
more than what we
Yes.
already know.
I
And I
love
discovered
that.
a lot.
That's a great activity.
and
That
actually,
is.
I cried a few
That is.
times because I thought,
Aw.
like, when the question was like, what are your, I thought I knew my kids' favorite colors
Yeah.
or favorite songs, and I didn't. So this activity of getting to know your child during the summer through a journal,
really
especially
cute.
Mommy and Me,
Yeah.
or
That is
even
cute.
dads, but
Yeah.
is a great way to
And to have it forever, to have it
It's-
in
it's
writing.
definitely
Because,
forever.
every
Yeah.
year the kids change. It's a different color,
Yeah.
different songs, right? So that's really,
Sí.
really a great
snapshot
activity.
in
I
time.
love it.
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
really
That is
beautiful.
adorable.
That
It's
is.
You know
great.
what? I
like
think
that.
I'm gonna do that.
It's a
I
great, and
know.
right
I
now
want the
that
link.
they're
Let's put the
13,
I know, I'm
link
good.
on the episode because I'm sure other people are going to
Yes.
want it too.
That's
Yes,
adorable.
yes.
That is cute.
Another great activity that I discovered this summer for the first time is that when we all work out, we're all very active,
Yeah.
whether it's hiking, walking, gym. So our kids are very fortunate that they're growing up in households where they're seeing how being athletic is part of our lifestyle.
Yes.
And I knew that one day it would kick in. Because I know that back in the day, there you go again to the gym, mommy. Okay. But I'm like, un día les va a caer el 20.
And you're setting such a great example.
And it finally happened because on the list, on Camila's summer list was, I want to work out with mommy and go to the gym.
Oh, that's
I
so
love
cute.
that.
So I've
That's
ya van
cute. I
dos
am
semanas,
praying
2
for that.
weeks.
Yes,
And it is
right?
amazing. She's loving it. I'm like her little personal trainer, like
How
teaching her the
cute. Oh, I
treadmill
love
and then
it.
the stairmaster, and even giving her some like strength for her legs. I
Yes.
even feel I feel special.
Yes.
Like I think I learned a thing or two. And now I'm
Yes.
teaching my child, and it will forever be her first time at the gym with mommy. So
I
that's a great
love
activity. It doesn't
that.
have to
That
be
is
the
so
gym.
great.
It could be a sport. I know pickleball is very popular right now, and you're doing that.
Yes.
That could be like a great experiment for the summer with the kids.
I
like
think
that.
just trying new things, like you said, I started playing tennis just not too long ago, and now I'm getting the kids to play pickleball this summer. And that is something that is on my bucket list to learn with them, right? And to learn more. But I think that's important. I think creating moments.
Yes.
To connect, especially with these teenagers that are not that easy and they're trying to figure out their own way.
Yeah.
And they're just
So
trying to
true.
figure it out, and they're it's what they do. It's what teenagers do at this age. They push you away so they can figure things out on their own, and they need to become who they're going to become.
Yeah.
And it's part of life, and we have to have the patience to let them do that.
Yeah.
But also in, we're just talking about that in a respectful way, but also create moments with them
Sí.
where they feel heard.
Sí.
They need to feel like they matter. And I think creating these moments help them feel like they matter.
And you know what? Even getting bored is important. I mean, I read studies that
It's okay to be
within
bored, right?
boredom is
Yes.
when the brain starts
Yeah.
kicking in to be creative
Yes.
because of boredom,
Yes.
out of necessity.
Yeah.
So actually, it's okay that our kids can be bored here and there.
Yes.
And it's okay to also allow them that one day to not do nothing.
Yes.
Like, let them just be a couch potato. I mean, they deserve it too. I mean, all our kids work hard throughout the year, especially nowadays where it's not easy to be a teen in these times. So I think allowing themselves that space, and for us not to always be so judgmental. I'm wasting the time. If that were me,
He's still sleeping.
like, still sleep. And we're always thinking like, we always want to see them on the go.
Yes.
But you know what? Maybe because we're on the go, and maybe seeing them
Exactly.
take a step back is a reminder for us to also take a step back.
Yes. And also, summer's a great time because your kids are home. And if they're old enough, they can stay home maybe alone. Or it's also a good time for moms to relax a little bit
Yeah.
too. You get to sleep in.
Yes.
A little bit for those who don't work.
Exactly.
You get to
We're
sleep
not
in.
rushing
Now,
in the
now
morning.
you're not rushing in the morning,
It's a good
rushing in
thing.
the afternoon. And it's also a good time to also learn a new skill. Like you said, learning new things with your kids. Why not? It's a great
Why
time to
not?
learn something together or even alone. I remember, this was before I had kids, but I took a summer school course at Valley College. I did French for the whole summer. And then I happened to be going to France in the fall. So it worked out perfectly.
And you
But-
used it, right?
Yeah, I did.
That's great. I
So
love
it's
that.
just like a good time for moms also to take that time for
For
themselves.
women,
that extra time.
in general, to
Yeah.
just take time to do something new, to learn something new. Why do kids just get to go to camps? Why can't adults do it as well?
Yeah.
There is actually a tennis adult camp in Malibu. Like I remember
love
last year I had a
it.
couple friends that because you need to create moments for yourself as well. We do everything
Summers
for our
don't
kids.
always have to be just for the kids.
Yes.
Ladies, I mean,
No.
honestly, we should also carve out time for ourselves during summer, right?
Completely agree. There's something about summer that it kind of does a little reset, right?
It does.
Yeah.
That transition into like, okay, we made it through the first half of the year.
Yes.
We do need a reboot, right? And sometimes that entails getting away from home, right?
Right.
Within your girls or with our kids. Because I know one new thing that we're doing as a group for the very first time,
Yeah.
and this could be something that our mommies listening out there is, we're actually planning a getaway, us four comadres,
Mm-hmm.
with our daughters.
Yes.
Which is a beautiful bonding experience because the girls are excited. We're excited. I have a feeling it's a first, like you were saying, creating
First
those
time.
first moments.
Yeah.
They're never going to forget this. They're asking me, where are we going? Where are we going? Which we have to decide on the destination, by the way.
Yes.
But that's something also beautiful, not that we don't want our spouses or our, partners,
yeah.
but there is something about I've done it with my girlfriends, my college girlfriends, where I've taken the girls, and it's
Yeah.
been the best experience.
Yeah.
Oh, it's always
Because
nice.
remember,
Yeah.
we used to party with each other, and now
Yes.
we're parenting with each other.
That's
Yes.
right.
And we're learning from each other. And I
Yeah.
have been
Yeah.
told that, Argelia, you're a little bit too strict, too firm, exageras, bájale dos rayitas.
Yes.
And maybe I am, but I'm learning from you and from you and from you. Like, okay,
Yeah.
well, how does Janet do it? Like, how does Diana do it? And
Yeah.
it becomes a retreat.
It takes a
kind of,
village. It takes a village.
Mhm.
And I love that we're doing that. I love that we're going and
so
we're
excited.
showing
Yes.
them what like a really true supportive friendship group looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially for our girls, because in the teenage years they do go through a lot. We remember
Oh, they do.
middle school is rough, and the insecurities come out, their bodies are changing, everything that happens with power struggles with friendship groups, and they're figuring it all out, and when they see a positive example of what a friendship girl group looks like, I think that is something for them to look forward to as well.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
so creating safe spaces for them to feel like they can just be
Yes.
is really special. And when the kids don't have that, like having friends outside of their groups is also good too, so they can see that it can be healthy, a healthy friend group.
Completely agree. So
And I also
think it's
want
great.
our girls to have the same bond that we have. Because wouldn't that just be so
Yes.
perfect?
well, it's
I
happening in a
know.
way because
It is
I've
already.
seen them already in a few instances where they've mingled, and there are kids that
Yeah.
will connect, and there are
Yes.
kids that will be
Yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah.
hi and bye.
Yeah.
But I've noticed
Yes.
that with our group of girls, they are connecting. I don't know if it's the age that they're right there.
It's the
literally eye
perfect
to eye.
Yes.
I mean, they walk to go get
They
yogurt the other
did.
day
Yes.
together,
That
and
was
Yeah.
cute.
and the
Yeah.
reason why they are so excited about traveling with us is because they have a great time with each other.
Yes.
So I think it's a
and
win-win.
they're just getting to know each other. So
Yeah.
I can only fast forward 1, 2, 3 years from now
Yes.
how great of a bond they might.
Well, the beauty of it, Coma, is that they've
create.
seen each other and known each other since they were babies.
Yeah.
Think
Yes.
about it. We've been to each other's birthday
Yes.
parties.
Oh, I have pictures of our kids together.
God,
Yes.
And
Same.
so it's
We
coming
have so
together.
many
It's
pictures.
coming.
Really
It's coming
cute.
around,
It
and they're
is
like, okay,
really
let's
cute.
take it to another level of friendship,
Yes.
right?
And they
Yes.
really
And-
are family. They're family to each
Yeah.
other. I mean, at the end of the
Yes.
day, it's like I always tell her, oh, you're Tia Janet, to Athena. There's your Tia Janet. And so that's how, and we've always treated each other like that.
Yes.
Like family. We're family.
And I
For
love
sure.
that the girls say, "Oh, mom, you're gonna go with las comadres today." Like they know how important it is, that we hang out with each other, and it is. I love it. Even though we're going away with them, we still need to like do our thing.
Yes.
Besides our podcast, because I know we've been diving into this project for
Yes.
many weeks already, and it's
Yes.
been a journey. But we can't
Yeah.
forget to disconnect. We need to
Yes.
disconnect from this too.
Yeah.
Sorry, we love you subscribers, but we also need to disconnect to connect with each other.
Yeah.
To be able to bring those stories here too.
Right.
Don't you think?
Oh,
No,
I love it.
absolutely.
Yeah, I definitely love it. And also, I would love to hear some of the stories from the comadres out there. Like, what do they do to keep their kids busy? Or like, what has worked for them? We've
Yeah.
shared what works for us, what
Yeah.
we love. Because, oh my goodness, at the end of the summer, we're done. We're like, go back
my
to
gosh,
school.
yes.
Go back to
I do
school.
like a countdown.
Oh my God, Janet and I always go to brunch. We'll go to like
Seriously,
a champagne
I
brunch.
celebrate the first day
Oh
of
yeah,
school.
we celebrate.
We drop them off.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm so
All the
sorry.
moms,
I'm
you've
so
never seen moms
sad.
so happy in the carpool line. Oh my
Bye.
gosh. Yeah, they're like high fiving
You're
each
like,
Yeah, because
other.
it's a challenge. You know what to feed them every day during lunch. They eat a
Yes.
lot of, morning, lunch. They're always wanted to be cooking, and
The kitchen
it's
is always
oh,
dirty in the
mess.
summer.
Gosh.
Always
It's a
dirty. There's
revolving
always
door in
dishes.
the kitchen.
Oh
Yes,
my
it's a
gosh.
revolving
It's like
So
you
it is
can't
a relief.
wait.
It is a
It is a
relief.
relief.
But then
Let's face
the
it.
other challenge kicks in where we're driving them to all the
Yes.
activities, and it's just never ending.
It's never ending.
Parenting is chaos, but it's a beautiful chaos, like you've mentioned
Yes.
it many times.
Yes, and
Yes.
that's why when I'm like on Instagram and I'm scrolling and I'm seeing my friends who don't have kids lounging on their yachts in the south of France, I'm like,
Yes,
I
yes.
just want to be those
I
sometimes.
know, right? Yeah, there's something nice about not having
yeah.
kids too. For all those comadritas
Yes.
out there that never had kids,
Yes.
there is a silver lining to that, right? That,
Yeah.
that
But
you're-
they
you're not
remind
held
us.
back.
They remind us that we need to like do our self-care.
Yeah.
Me
Yeah.
moment.
Yes,
You know,
exactly.
it's okay during the summer to
Yes.
just go and get your facial and your massage
Yeah.
and drop them off with Janet.
Yeah.
Yes,
drop them off with
true.
me.
Yeah.
You know, Argelia, take care of them. I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
And just
Yeah.
be away all day.
Yeah.
We
Or
can
have
like,
your little brunches, like we
Yes.
do, right?
Yes.
Just to get away and reconnect with your girlfriend.
But that's also something. It's creating moments with those that you haven't seen and those girlfriends, especially because there is something about friendship with your girls, that you
Yes.
can't get elsewhere. And creating those moments, especially in the summer, like we said, going away, that's going to be a really wonderful memory for us, for our kids. And Mindy just said it. Like, I would love to hear if anybody else does that or any
Yes.
great summer, ideas that they have with their kids outside of camps to reconnect
send
with
them
kids.
over.
Send them over.
Yes.
We
Share
need
them
those
with the comadres.
ideas. Yes, I love it. If we had a newsletter, which we will have one
Yes.
day,
yes.
we would like put all those ideas out there because
That's right.
a lot of moms want ideas.
It takes a village.
A lot
We
of
need
moms
help.
have 2 jobs and they wish
Yeah.
they could be spending more time with their children, and we
Absolutely.
feel you and we hear you because we've seen it
Yeah.
also on that end with my mom and stuff like that, where they
Our
wanted to do
parents,
things,
yeah.
but money was a factor, time was a factor.
exactly.
It's not easy to parent when you have limited resources and when you don't have time
Yeah.
because you're
Mhm.
working 2 jobs, or because you want to go and play tennis or play soccer with your kid, but you're dying
You're
of
exhausted.
exhaustion and you have to cook. Like, where do you fit in the funness?
Yes.
And
during
that's
summer.
when like
Yeah.
a little drink comes in really handy.
Oh, yes.
To take the edge
Oh, my
off, you know,
goodness.
once in a while,
To
right?
Take the edge
making
off.
it
Do
edge
not
off.
feel guilty, mommies.
No.
Mommy guilt only exists
I know, and look
here.
at you
Yes.
throw a little orange on there, and you feel like you're already on vacation.
Okay,
Yes.
girls. Well,
we are
I'm closing my eyes.
Italia.
Yes, exactly. I'm
We're
closing my
in
eyes. I'm on a
Italia.
rooftop in Italy.
Well, I don't want to burst
in
your bubble.
Rome or on the
Yes.
Amalfi Coast. Okay.
I don't want to burst the
Closing my
bubble, but
eyes.
it's only been a week of summer, and we have many, many weeks to come.
Yes,
so
many
we
weeks
will
to
get
come.
through
Drink
this.
up.
Good
Drink
luck,
more
moms.
alcohol.
Good luck.
Good luck. Ya saben. Una cosita más que quieran agregar? Anything else you'd like to share?
Well,
for our
make sure
mommies?
that they listen or watch Comadres Unfiltered while they're on breaks, while they have that extra time.
We got
And
your
share
back.
with us.
We
Yeah.
have your back. We are here. We experience what you experience, so you don't feel alone. We have your back. Anything
Yes.
you're experiencing, we probably already have as well.
Yeah.
And also
And
share with us,
share
right?
with
share
us.
the stories. What do you do that works? Any tips will help, right?
Yes, we
We're
love the
all
comments.
in it together.
I
That's
love the
right.
comments, and I saw you, and you said that we have their backs, and San Antonio Winery had our back today.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
Thank you for
Thank
sponsoring
you.
this episode.
And on
We
that
love
note, go take a dip in the pool.
Yes.
Let's go.
Happy summer
Happy
2024.
Yes.
Wee,
Yes.
comadritas.
Cheers.
Vamos a la playa.
Oh, oh.
Vamos
Vámonos.
a la playa. Oh, oh.
I'm ready. Let's go.
Let's go.